hello. It's a stream, but it's not a video game. At least not yet. It's the promise of a video game. The potential of a video game. Welcome in, Mac, Al. Hope you're both doing well. The goal tonight. This is a feasibility study. I want to try some things and see if we can piece together how to do some flat sprites. You know, paper dabble, the thing we've been talking about for a long time. We just got to figure out how in the world to make it happen. And I don't know how we're gonna do it exactly, but we're gonna just try some things. So I guess the first thing we are going to need is let's just have a little test project going. Just a plane, just like a cube we can stand on, something we can move around, and then pause at there. Gosh, I hope so. So let's see here. We want to have a static body, which will have a mesh of cube, box rather. And also this needs a collision shape, which matches the cube. There we go. All right. This is now a solid thing. Incredible. It's kind of small though. So let us increase the size of that substantially. Let's say 20 by 20. No, 20 by 5. Let's make it 0.2. And then make sure that this matches. The collision shape should match the drawn shape. I don't know if there's a straightforward way to make that happen. And you know what? Just because we're feeling like it, let's give it a nice material here. Incredible. Except I intended for that to be on every part of it, and it's only on whatever. I don't care. It's fine. Why is it not on that? It's the lighting, I assume. We do need a light source, don't we? Or else we're not going to see anything. Directional light. There we go. Yeah, it needs light, as it turns out. Point that down. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful light. Nice and bright. Get that out of my face. Call this ground. Beautiful. I guess we need some directories for things. I still haven't found a great way to organize good projects in Godot yet. We'll get there at some point, but we're not there yet. All right, there we go. There's that. And now let's have a movable thing. A character body. Sure. There it is. You can't tell, but it is there. Okay, it needs, what does it need? A collision shape and a mesh. What kind of collision? Are we gonna go? I'm not sure. I know capsule is the meta, but I really don't like it. I don't know. I don't know what my deal is with that. Okay, perfect. And then we have a capsule. It needs, however, a mesh instance to draw the capsule. This is what we're going to be throwing out pretty soon. There we go. Draw it roughly. Yeah, great. I shouldn't have done that. I should undo this position and undo this position, transform. Basically playable. Yeah, incredible. Welcome in, Theron. There we go. Now we need to attach a script to it. Yep, put it right in there. This might actually already do what we need. We're gonna find out. All right, play the scene. There's no camera. You need a camera to see things. Attach the camera to the character body while we're at it. Go. Hit jump. It don't move, but it jump. Boy, this is gorgeous. Why doesn't it move left and right again? Oh, I wonder if it's because... Oh, arrow keys. Incredible. Look at that, we can move around. Magical. Okay. So we have a technically working project now. Camera needs to maybe be closer. That angle is pretty bad. There's no shadows. You know, there's a lot of things that could look nicer. Enable shadow. There we go. Now we can ground ourselves. Wow, look at that harsh shadow. No inertia or anything. Okay. But that's not the point of this at all. Dragons are usually naked. It's what the people want. Great. Cool. Love it. All right, we're gonna open up paint.net, which I am not super well versed on yet. This program is relatively new to me. I know it's like one of the major players out there, but it's got a lot of nice bells and whistles that I think would be handy for me to learn compared with the Photoshop CS2 from 2005-ish, 2005. Which is the art program I have been using since 2005. But yeah, I think we could do with a little bit of learning here. Improve our workflow a bit. All right. So what do we need? We need a new layer. What's our new layer button? Where's my thingy software? No, really. Where is that? I'm looking at all the shortcuts. I'm not seeing it. Al gets it. Okay. I don't know where the shortcut is. Okay. Let's see here. I'm still learning the hotkeys on this thing. Okay, so that's new layer. It's right there. I should have a little cheat sheet or something. All right, let's make a little character. Let's build a small character of some sort. All right, so we've already got our paintbrush selected. Is this the? Oh yeah, let's get in here. What are we gonna draw here? Oh, the bot. Sorry. Oops, I activated the snipping tool instead of the bot. And also I turned on the bot twice. That was a good idea. There we go. Mini games are available. Hello, Dupu, of Who is Dupu fame. No cats. Let's fix that with a cat. Cats, yes. All right, cat. Oh, God. gosh, where's undo? Which one of these millions of buttons on here is undo? Okay, it's the middle one here. Panda, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. All right, yeah, there we go. Hope your stream was a blast. There we go. We're getting cats. You got to learn the star names. All right, I need to get this out of my face. Duke was the expert. Make this cat the main character. We're pivoting. Oh gosh, that's help. What button did I just put? Oh no. Oh jeez. The Pokemon half went horribly. I did see you got self-destructed on by a Geodude, which probably could have gone better. That's perfect. Little tuft. Everybody loves tufts, right? I should not be spending time on this, but here we are. Love a good tuft. And then, okay, so here's the game plan that I need to try out. There's a few pieces that we're gonna go into detail in on my plan. Also, don't let me forget to talk to you guys about my ideas regarding status effects. I had a breakthrough idea. Found a trainer fight that was a double battle with Magmar and Electabuzz. Most your team weak to Electric Fire, so they were always weak to at least one of them. Lost 4 more Pokemon to one-shots. Ouch. Eh. Wait, what do these buttons do? What are these buttons? What do they do? Hang on. Pin. That one is right button. Let's change that to B. And then, okay, yeah, E. Sure. So if I hit this, we get brush, and this, we get eraser, right? Yeah, okay, that seems reasonable. Final Fantasy V part went well, though. Okay, well, that's good. All right, let's give our little buddy here some little feetsies. Go. A little bit of this. Perfect. And just, you know what? Let's give him some overalls. Shameless. Wow, look, it's Paper Mario the cat. Got good cat overalls, you know. Look at all that detail there. Okay, so here's the idea. Here's the idea. Right, we do need middle button is new? No, that's, okay, so this button should be, yeah, new layer on the tablet. We don't need much here, just cat. We just need cat. Do I have a button for increase? Yes, I do. It is these two buttons, which is a confusing combination of buttons, but okay. What's his special power? Cat power. Oh, yeah, if we move this here, can I make this bigger? Can I make this little color wheel bigger? I cannot. Okay, well, that's still fine. Big color, big color. Nope, not big enough. Bigger, bigger. It's an awful color, by the way. There we go. Digital art. Look, it's Goose. It's Goose. That's him. Oh, that's a beautiful pink and orange mixed together. Love it, love it.
Bonus ducks.
Thank you for those bonus ducks.
God damn it, no!
Wahoo. And a little bit of, oh, you can't really get darker colors on this very easily. It's fine. All right, there we go. Good as embezzled. All right, wow, look at that. How do I make this into, okay, let's put it in the D drive. Go, flat sprite test, save as PNG. Maybe we should crop it first, I don't know. Let's just call it test1.png. Sure. Yes. Okay. Been playing Bug Fables with Lil Toadette. It's very different in several ways, of course, but all right, let's throw this in here. All right, test one. Just throw this into, no, okay. So one thing is that it's like, I mean, it's decidedly like an independent studio kind of project. It's notably a little rougher around the edges, a little less polished, but there's still a lot of heart. You know, it's the underdog game. But the actual Sprite 3D. There we go. That's a start. Scale it down, but that is the right idea. The actual gameplay is very different. You only know Gus Bellows from that. You know what? It was a weird one. It was a weird one. Where is transform? Here we go. Let's scale this down pretty significantly. So we can offset. That's good. There we go. Launch it up. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Wahoo. Wahoo. Okay, so we have a flat sprite in a 3D world. That's a good start. Okay, first thing to note, no shadow. No shadow here. Oh, into the void. Noticeably no shadow. Also, can we get an environment, please? Can we get a world environment? Thank you. Environment, new environment, environment with a sky, and then a sky with a new sky, and then a sky material that's a new procedural sky. There we go. Looks great. Perfect. Already amazing. Except I'm having to use the arrow keys for moving around, which I know that shouldn't bug me, but it always bugs me. Left is A. Right is D. Up is W. And down. Down is X, just to keep them on their toes. Okay, there we go. Now let's adjust our character body code here. Instead of using UI, the built-in UI inputs, we're gonna use these. And jump. Perfect. All right, much better, like 100% better. Lack of shadow is really disconcerting. Okay, so I mean it makes sense. There's no depth there. Now the cool thing about this should be that like as the camera moves around and stuff, we should see it's hiding Welk. Legally distinct jump cat. That's him, jump cat. Let's just get a new static body. No, it needs to be what kind of body? Rigid body? We don't really want it moving around. It's kind of like we want character body. Yeah, let's just do character body, but don't actually apply any script to it. And then let's double up on this and double up on this, and then move this over here. Incredible. It's got a collision. Okay, so the thing I want to see here is that, yeah, you can kind of see the flatness. That is extremely important. Snail boy. Okay, so that's all well and good. It's even got collision. Cool. Now here's the terrible, scary thing for me. Animation. Let's say, all right, there are two major ways that animation is done, and I'm gonna pull up some example images from Spriter's resource. Paper Mario versus Thousand Year Door. Let's just look at Mario's images here. Let's bring Mario up here. Let's take a look at Mario's art here, okay? See what we're looking at. Nothing crazy here. Like, this is about what you'd expect. Make so they turn left and right. I do need to do that. Okay, so this is about what you'd expect, right? It's, you know, a lot of different images of Mario. I don't know what's going on right over here with this big old tongue. It's been a while since I played Paper Mario 64. I think I only played it once, but yeah, I don't know what Mario licks in Paper Mario 64. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, now let's look at the sprites for Thousand Year Door, and you're gonna notice a key difference right away, okay? First of all, I don't need to credit the one who did the rip. Okay. Notice there's a very key difference here. Mario is some kind of exploded into a million pieces. No credit needed. So here's what's going on with that. They exploded my boy. This is more of a paper doll style animation that they do in Thousand Year Door, which allows for extremely fluid animations that can be played at multiple speeds. Like if you are walking slowly, you're not just flipping through the frames more slowly, they can actually move the elements more slowly, so you still get a fully fluid animation no matter what speed the animation is playing at. Additionally, if you needed to, for instance, change the color of an element when you're reworking the art, like let's say we were changing the color of Mario's overalls from blue to green, you're editing this much versus this much. Gosh, that's a lot of art. So it really is a matter of where does the work need to be. There's the actual image creation, which requires a certain level of consistency, versus the work on stitching together a handful of images in some kind of pattern. If we can find a way to make the Thousand Year Door method work, I guess it was a bit more clever than this original Paper Mario spreadsheet. Yeah, there's a lot of repetition here, but it was the N64. They had resources to spare. There's tons of room on those cartridges. And they were made of paper, so very thin. If we can get this to work, that would be amazing. I would love that. I don't know if we're going to be able to figure out a way to get this to work, but something like this would be really, really cool. But I don't know if it's possible or not. So, as a quick test, the first thing we can do, we can create animations pretty easily in Godot. So what you would do is you would add a animation tree? No, animation player. Yeah, animation tree is for transitions between animations, which I hope we don't have to get into that, but we'll see. Animation player. And then we can say new animation, test one, sure. And now we're going to edit something. Let's say the 3D position. Then we select which sprite. In this case, it's the only one we have on this character. And we say that we are going to, over the course of X amount of time, we're just going to bounce it up and down a little bit. What was this again? Okay, that's where it was. We're gonna go cubic. We're gonna do wrapping. We're gonna do autoplay. And then I guess we need to also, well, let's just see what happens. Yeah, he just rises. Duplicate, there we go. Okay, so now if we play this, it doesn't loop. Cool. Why didn't it loop? Oh, because I need to turn on looping. So what is this? Clamp loop versus rapid loop. Interpret. I don't know. Maybe I didn't need this at all. Let's find out. Oh, there we go. Okay, look at that. We have animation. It's not much, but he is animated. Wee, boing, boing, boing. He's bobbing, a bobcat. All right, now it's gonna get a little bit scary. It does look like, if we wanted to, all right, let's add on a sprite. Can we crop? Can we crop on a sprite? That's a worthy question. Hey, Popples. Or I guess to be more clear, can we crop? I know that so many games that use sprite sheets just use one massive image that's loaded at runtime, and that way, and it only draws like segments of it. I'm pretty sure Celeste does this with a ton of sprite work. It's all crammed into one massive image file at runtime, or maybe they bake it ahead of time. But the point is, Madeline is not like one image and then they load a second image for the next frame of animation, then a third image, and they cycle between these different images. It's one image, but they draw this part, then this part, like an actual film reel, and they're just moving which part is being rendered, but actually in 2 dimensions even. Does Godot support that out of the box? And the reason that would be important is when drawing a new character, it would be very convenient if I could put all of the relevant pieces of art in one PNG versus, not one PNG. So let's do a little research here. Godot sprite crop. So we're going to crop sprite sheets. How to crop an image. How to slice an image. Yeah, any of these. Okay, there's such a thing as H-frames, but they divide it into even parts, so you have to be on a grid. Does a PNG support separate parts? So it would be similar to how I do Dabble World's sprites. And I will pull up one of those as an example. It doesn't matter, like PNG as an image file doesn't matter. Like, I just need an image that I can throw multiple images onto. Where is the folder where I keep all of that? That is the big question. Images. Here we go. Let's pull up enemies, and let's pull up. There we go. A big old pig. No. I mean, it doesn't. There's no such thing as separate parts. It's one image that contains 6 different images side by side. This is just a PNG of 6 pigs side by side, but in the code, I only draw a portion of that on screen at a time. So PNG definitely supports it. The question is, will Godot let me easily throw on specific spots? Oh, region. Enabled. Ha. Oh, this is it. this is it, isn't it? All right, hypothetically. Yes. Yes! Basically, there's this cat girl. She's got huge character development. Okay, the current full notes on the story of this hypothetical game is not set in stone by any means. It's an early story. However, I will confess that technically the first partner would be a cat girl. Dabble Dragon falls in love with Goose. Perfect. Ship it. Okay, we can do this. This is good. This is big. A hover cat? No. Not at all. At one point I was thinking of having a hillbilly owl. And I don't think that's gonna quite work. 100% there has to be a penguin. And also, don't tell turtle, but there's definitely a snail. And I kind of love the snail character. He's gonna be fun. He's gonna be a bit of an antagonistic character. Is there a turtle? Actually, no. Weirdly enough, I don't want to step on Paper Mario's toes quite that much. Maybe I should. Penguin, snail, and rabbit are pretty well, like, I'm pretty solid on those. But not to the point where, like, the story, you know, oh, it has to be those. The story cannot allow any changes. All of them technically could change. There's gotta be a turtle in the game somewhere. Oh, of course. There would definitely be nods to various people throughout the game, even if this is like a game for the general public, not for our community, which is the idea. Like, this is one of the games I want to make that's like, this is not just for our group of friends. This is for, you know, I'm making this for the world. Is there a general story? Yes. Yes, but I don't want to reveal too much yet on that. So it would be more subtle nods, such as, okay, imagine a shopping mall with a food court, and one of the little food kiosks there is called the Taco Ranch. That's your GQ nod. Because he goes to Taco Bell and he brings his ranch dressing along. Used to hide a turtle in all your D&D maps, and apparently a snail is the entirety of the new map. So that's fun. Let's talk about status effects for a really long time. Buckle up. So, there's Mario. In your typical RPG, right? You've got your status effects, and they're a big deal. Sometimes they feel like nothing. Sometimes status effects feel like not even worth doing. But sometimes they're kind of crucial to some degree, you know? Am I screwing this up? Am I screwing this up entirely? Did I swap the colors here? I did, didn't I? Wait, no, I didn't. I've got so many pictures of Mario right here. There's so many pictures of him. So the tricky thing is, it's supposed to have kind of a darker brown, but I don't have any darker brown. Thousand Year Door, for all of its extremely simple combat, I keep sliding out of frame. For all of its very simple combat, it has a little bit of a problem around the concept of status effects. Specifically, the issue is you can't really know whether a status effect is going to land or not. And why not? Well, because the game just won't tell you. It's very, very clear on things like, oh, you're gonna deal 3 damage, but the enemy has 1 defense, so you're only gonna be able to do 2 damage really this round. And then your partner could do 2 damage if you can land the action command to hit twice. But will you be able to? I don't know. That's up to you. Cool. Interesting system. It's easy numbers that make it nice and short and sweet and easy to calculate. But status effects are like, okay, this attack can deal poison damage. Well, some enemies are immune to poison. Some of them have minor resistance to poison. And so you come up against an enemy, and now you're tasked with figuring out, like, okay, does this thing, is this guy immune to poison or not? And there's no way you can ever find out. The game will never tell you. There's not a way to spy it. There's not a way to do anything like that. You just kind of have to hope that you get lucky. And that maybe this, or you check the wiki, and that's all you can do. I should have put a sky color in place. Oh well. Behold, a sky. So the problem is that the numbers in Thousand Year Door are pretty granular. Like, an enemy might have a 40% chance of resisting sleep, and a 70% chance of resisting poison, and a 20% chance of resisting confusion. Like, it's pretty in depth. It's fairly in depth, and makes it a little tricky. Like, there may not be a great solution for Thousand Year Door as a game on how to get it to, to deal with that. So what do you do? Well, here's my idea. Whenever an enemy is going to attack you, they don't just, it's not an attack that's just like, oh, it's always going to be a 30% chance of inflicting a status effect. No, instead, it's going to be like, oh, here comes the poison cloud, watch out. When an enemy is making the attack, it will have a potency. How strong of a poison status effect is it? And maybe in the early game it's like 1, but towards the late game you might be dealing with 3 or 4. And mechanically, what that is going to be is a number of coins to flip. So a 2 poison attack, an attack that has 2 poison potency, means that we're going to flip 2 coins. And heads, the status effect is inflicted. Tails, you resist. Hey, Gerbska. Welcome in. We're talking about status effects, and it's gonna go on for a long time, so buckle up. I've got like a 12-page document on status effects. I'm having a grand old time just researching. Okay, so you enemy has an attack, and it calls it out to you. It alerts you like, hey, this is 2 poison coming your way, and it's gonna flip 2 coins. If they both land on tails, you're not poisoned. Experience an effect or 2 in my day, let me tell you. If one of them lands on heads, then you have a poison value of 1, like you're gonna take one damage per turn. If both of them land on heads, you're gonna take 2 poison damage per turn. I think that's pretty, I think that's a pretty clear starting point there. Is that's a way to visualize the RNG. It's like we're not gonna spell it out as, oh, it has a 75% chance of no. We're just gonna say we're gonna flip 2 coins. You're gonna get poisoned based on how many heads there are. That's it. It's very straightforward. It's something you can quickly internalize. Anytime you have an attack that you're gonna send to an enemy, as you are targeting the enemy, it will tell you like, hey, this is worth, 2 coins of sleep. And so you're like, okay, all right, I can get heads out of 2 coins usually. Yeah, let's roll the dice on that. Simple. Also, with this system, we get something very easy to add on to it, which is resistances. So some enemies need to be resistant to effect. You can't just inflict sleep on the final boss. That's not fair. That makes it boring. So enemies will have different amounts of resistances. When you are targeting an enemy with an attack that has some kind of status effect attached to it, you will see, assuming that you have tattled or spied or whatever the game's equivalent of, you spent a turn getting their stats, you will see next to them in the targeting list some number of shields indicating resistance to whatever effect. So some enemies may be more resistant to poison, whereas some enemies might be more resistant to sleep effects, anything like that. That's supposed to be a sheep, don't worry about it. So you can see, who's this red guy? I haven't given him a name yet. We'll figure it out. So when you're like, okay, I want to use a sleep effect, you'll see, oh, but this guy has one point of sleep resistance. Barlow. Now, how does sleep resistance work in? My current figuring is what we'll do is we'll say that if you are dealing 2 coins of status effect and they have 1 shield, they are going to negate 1 coin, not after it's flipped, before it's flipped. So it's effectively, you've only got a 50-50 shot now, whereas normally you'd have like a 75% shot. It's a Chungus level meme. Sir, we can't resist memes of this magnitude. And the player can also have resistances in the form of the game's equivalent to a badge system, that you can choose to equip items that grant you some level of resistance against specific status effects, or maybe multiple types of status effects. So you could have one that is effectively complete immunity to an effect in the form of it grants you 5 shields, and we just assume 5 is ridiculous maximum. No one will ever surpass that. The game is a game of small numbers. I like the small numbers in Thousand Year Door and Paper Mario 64 and Bug Fables. I think all of those did a great job of keeping the numbers simple enough that you can run the numbers in your head all the time and kind of count cards. When you're up against an enemy, you can actually think ahead, say, I'm dealing 3 damage per turn, and my partner's doing 2 damage per turn. This enemy has 12 health. Okay, I'm gonna have to survive 2 more attacks. If I can land the block just right, then we can pull this off, but maybe I'll use an item to be sure. Small numbers are fun. I like it. I think it's a really fun system. I want to build something similar to that. Immune to mosquito attacks. Perfect. So yeah, that's the idea with how I want to do status effects. Coin flips. The stronger the attack, the more coins get flipped. And the more heads that come up, the worse the effect is. That last little tidbit, that makes perfect sense on poison as a status effect. Is there a gambling theme going on? Not that I had considered. I don't know if a good way to tie it into to theming overall. Makes you think of gambling slots. Yeah, I can see that. We may follow that thread a little bit at some point. What was I about to say? Potency. The potency of the status effects. I've not seen a ton of games do potency on status effects. Status effects is just the only thing you have to worry about is how long it's going to last. In Paper Mario 64, it's 1 damage per turn for poison and for burn. Freezing is just you're immobilized, and that's it. Sleep is just you're immobilized until you get attacked. Potency is something I saw done very well in Dicey Dungeons, which is another fantastic game. Whoops, not that. There we go. So Dicey Dungeons was a kind of a roguelike maybe. And the game revolves around dice rolls and cards. Every turn you get a certain number of dice, and you have your equipment in the form of cards, and it's kind of like Yahtzee in a weird way. You are, your card will say like, does damage based on whatever die you put in. So in Yahtzee, it's like, ooh, I could apply this roll towards my 2 pairs, or I could apply it to my 3 of a kind. I can't think of a good situation where there's actual choices to be had. But the idea in Dicey Dungeon is you have some number of dice that have been rolled, and you have to decide which dice you're going to use on which piece of equipment. This one does damage based on the die that's put in. So if you rolled a 6, you can deal 6 damage with that card. But if you put a 1 in, you're dealing 1 damage. So probably want to put your highest number there. But this other card you have will heal you based on the amount you put in, but it can't accept anything higher than a 4. And so now you're like, well, this 4 would be a lot of damage, but I could maximize my healing this turn. So maybe I'll put the 2 in the healing and put the 4 in the damage this time. I don't know. It's an interesting system. But from this, they derive this very in-depth status effect system where it's not the standard. Status effects are practically codified in RPGs today. Poison does damage every turn. Paralysis means you can't take your turn. There's a few other standbys. Haste, you get to take more turns, that kind of thing. In Dicey Dungeons, every status effect has a potency. I don't remember exactly what they call it. I don't know if there's an internal term or even one listed anywhere, but it always has a number attached to it. Like, you didn't get poisoned, you got 3 poison. You didn't just get frozen, you got 2 frozen. You accumulate a number of each status effect. And it works pretty well. Freezing, for instance, as a status effect, turns the highest dice roll into a 1. So if you rolled a 2, 3, and a 6, and you've been frozen by the enemy, you now have a 2, 3, and a 1. If you get 2 frozen, if you get freeze 2, you now have a 2, a 1, and a 1. It basically repeats the effect. Similarly, it has a burn effect that causes your X number of dice to be on fire. You can still use them at the cost of health. interesting. Now it's a sort of a risk reward situation. It's like, well, I can take the damage, but then I might be able to end the fight this turn. So overall, I think the system is very well put together. I don't think every status effect, maybe not every status effect has a potency to it, but a lot of them do. And I think that would be an interesting thing to explore that would fit in very nicely with a dice-based, or excuse me, a coin-based status effect system. More coin flips means more potency, means more to deal with, and you want to bring the correct resistances into a fight if you know they're coming. I think that's fun. I think it rewards planning. Weirdly enough, the thing I'm worried the most about this kind of system is how long the animation will take. Like, I'm gonna have to go really fast on making those coin flips happen to avoid slowing things down. So we'll see. And too early to say for sure, but I think if it's like an area of effect attack that hurts you and your partner, I'll just flip the coins one time, not once per target. Like if you have an item that causes all enemies to fall asleep, we'll flip the coin set one time and apply that to all enemies, not once per. Popples, welcome on in. Popples raid. How was the modded Minecraft tonight? I heard you've already tackled the dragon and the wither. You're making fast progress. We are discussing stats. Oh my gosh, the bot, dude! You got to go into moderation settings, and you just have to block those terms. Just block the word Discord entirely. Block the word avatar, because who has ever used the word avatar in chat except for people who are trying to sell you their art? Actually, I don't know what happens if you try to use a banned term. We're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, how about overlay? Who's gonna use the word overlay? Somebody try something. Let me ban a word. Blocked terms. Oh, here's a great one. Best viewers on. Remember that wave of bots from a while back? Apparently, I've caught 5. Yeah, that's apparently been blocked 5 times. Yeah, try that. Best viewers on. See if you can say it. See if Twitch says anything. You don't want to say that. I want to know what happens. Who wants to be brave? Who wants to be a brave viewer? I want to know what happens. So Popples, we're talking about status effects, and I've got an idea that I think would be really fun. It wasn't posted. Okay, so you tried. Does it alert you that it wasn't posted? That's the big thing. Does it tell you, hey, this is a banned term, you're not allowed to say this? Interesting. Okay. So they would know that you were blocking them from saying that, which might be enough. That might be enough to get them to be like, oh, well, in conflict with the channel's moderation settings. Okay, that makes sense. Apparently, my block terms have also blocked 8 instances of cheap viewers on and 5 instances of best viewers on. So they're really pushing the cheap viewers over the best viewers. So yeah, that might be an option for you, Popples. Just block the common terms like overlay and avatar and I don't know, emotes. I can see people saying emotes normally, but I don't see people saying overlay and avatar. But yeah, you are getting hit hard. I got Panda. So my first thought was, oh, they're looking for people with under a certain threshold of viewers, but that's not it. Because I was lurking on Panda's entire Final Fantasy V rando the other day, and not once did he get hit with those bots. Welcome in, Short. Oh, Short. Oh, you've fallen right into my trap. Now you're a captive audience. Now you have to listen to me talk about status effects for a long time. Dark Souls 2 blows? Oh. Well. There you go. Does Dark Souls 2 have any status effects? Does it have bleed? Or poison? Or slow? All the classics. Bleed, poison, and burn. Perfect. Wait, are those all just damage over time? Wait, do they differentiate those at all? Or basically they're all just like, oh, you can take damage, you can take a little more damage, take a little more damage, take a little more damage. Why are they even separate things? I guess thematically. They're all damage over time. We need 3 different words for damage over time. I mean, I guess you can do that. You're still slowly dying either way. Bleed like builds up until it hits a threshold, and then it hits all at once. Okay, so that's slightly different. Okay, there's some slight differences. So it's like you're going to take all of this damage unless you can stop it in time, and then you negate all of it. That's at least vaguely interesting, from being just not like it's the exact same thing 3 times in a row. Okay, all right. So here's what we're talking about. Just to frame it for everybody, we're playing around with with Godot and doing the dumbest little idea for. I want to make a Paper Mario. I want to make my own Paper Mario. I've been talking about this for years. Actually years. I've been planning this for a long time. And we're gonna lay some groundwork and try and learn some things. But one of the first things I wanted to talk about was an idea I had regarding status effects. And everyone who didn't come on the raid, lucky you get to hear it a second time. All right, let's spice it up then. Let's keep drawing and make let's do fun things. I got a new drawing tablet, by the way. This was not that expensive, about the same price as the one I got in 2005, but quadruple the size and a fraction of the thickness. It is. Let me get my old one out for comparison. Here, let's switch to the big camera. The big camera. This is the Graphire tablet from Wacom that I got for Christmas in 2005. Now, it's smaller than you think because I'm pretty sure only the center area, I don't know, maybe that's incorrect, but I think I vaguely remember, no, surely not. It may or may not only be the center area that is actually active. It has 2 buttons. They are not programmable. It is left click and right click, and it has a scroll wheel right there. It does have 2 hotkeys on the pen, and also the flip side actually acted as an eraser in Photoshop. It doesn't anymore. Due to just changes in operating systems, Windows no longer recognizes that as an actual thing that exists. I am still using Photoshop CS2 that I also got in 2005. And you can take it from me when you pry it from my cold, dead hands. This new one is a little overwhelming. It's got a lot more keys to program. They're preset to some fairly reasonable things that I'm still trying to learn the ins and outs of. But so far, just the much larger area is quite nice, so I've been a fan. as an aside, I'm trying to get the hang of, oh, that's nice, of paint.net. Let's go for kind of a, oh, yeah. Let's go for something like that. And then we push this button for new layer. There we go, that's the new layer. And then I can push this button for brush. Perfect. I wish the color wheel was bigger. Gotta say, I wish the color wheel was a little bit bigger, but it's fine. So yeah, we are talking about status effects. It does have pressure sensitivity, which, oh my gosh, I love pressure sensitivity on that. The last time I bought an electric piano or keyboard was specifically for weighted keys, because the one I had before that had no, it was basically no matter how hard you press a key, you were getting the exact same volume out of it, which is not great if you've ever played any keyed instrument like that. So status effects. So there is this, look at that pressure difference there. Yeah. So there is this business with status effects in RPGs. You may have heard of status effects. They're a running gag of sorts. So the big thing is that in Thousand Year Door, which is one of my absolute favorites, favorite RPGs, the numbers are very small, like extremely small. I don't know if you have any idea of just how small they are. Embarrassed status effect, cringing status effect, perfect. I've got some ideas for some interesting takes on status effects that I'll reveal as we get further into the process. But status effects in Thousand Year Door are kind of the weird exception to how they are typically pretty well done. The numbers in Thousand Year Door are usually pretty small. Like you start with 10 health. And at the end game, you're at like maybe 50 if you're actually going all in on health. Versus, Final Fantasy VII or something where you're gonna have, thousands and thousands of hit points. Not that button. So status effects are the weird outlier in the simplicity because they're very opaque. It doesn't really let you know what your chance of success is. It's all very, very hidden. So you can't really tell for sure if you're making a good move or not. In reality, it's something like, oh, this move is 30%, this move is like 50% effective, this one has a 100% effective rate, but this enemy has a 20% resistance, so good luck. And it doesn't feel very fair sometimes like that. For a game that is so great at presenting all relevant information to the player, it feels really weird to just have occasional things like that where it's just, oh, it's a secret, good luck. So that's something. I want to rectify that a little bit in my game. I want to make status effects pretty clear and intuitive on how likely they are to strike. And so my idea is, instead of having just everything listed as percentages, we'll still present the information to the players and let them know, like, okay, yeah, here's the chance of this happening. Except it won't be as a percentage. Instead, we're going to say that an attack deals a certain number of coins worth of a status effect. So, for instance, an enemy is coming at you with a poison attack that does 2 coins of poison, and there'll be some way on the UI to indicate like, oh, we got 2 coins of poison coming your way. Heads up, watch out. And so we will flip the coins, and then no. So HP will still be regular HP. What it'll be is when you are getting a status effect thrown at you, we will flip a number of coins, and for every heads, you get that status effect. So an attack that deals 2 poison, for instance, will flip 2 poison coins, and you will take, let's say they both come up on heads, you are going to take 2 damage a round while you're poisoned. If only one of them comes up heads, you're going to take 1 poison per round. If neither of them come up heads, you just didn't get poisoned. Good job, you. And this lets you very quickly see how dangerous an attack is. Now, here's the thing. The luck is always there. Like, even in Thousand Year Door, you only have a chance of getting hit with a status effect, but the game just doesn't tell you what the chance is. When you use an item to try to put all enemies to sleep, it doesn't tell you what the chance is, but there is a defined chance in the game of how likely they are to be hit by that status effect. I say, take out that. Let's make it a simple system that is intuitive. Everyone can think about, hey, if we're flipping 4 coins, you are almost certainly getting a heads out of that. Add to that a system of resistances, wherein you have, like, let's say you get some equipment that grants you a small amount of poison resistance. Mechanically, what we represent that as is that you will block 1 coin from even being flipped. So every time a 2-coin attack is heading your way for poison, because you have this poison resistance equipment, we just flat out only flip 1 coin. We don't even flip the 2nd coin because your shield blocks it. And that way, now, instead of having a 75% chance of getting hit with some poison, you've only got a 50-50 shot. And if you do get hit, it's probably not as much as you would have gotten hit for. Extend that to enemies. Enemies have natural resistances. Obviously, the monster made of, like, poison goop should have a very high number of poison resistance shields built in, but maybe no resistance to other status effects. But yeah, visually seeing the coin flip when status effects are at play, I think twofold. One, it makes it very easy to visualize how strong an attack is. How likely are you to get hit by this? Do you need to be prepared in advance? Like, hey, these enemies in this area are hitting me with 3 coin poison attacks. I should probably bring some antidotes or whatever the game's equivalent is. So that's one thing. And 2, just seeing the animation happen, no matter how fast, calls attention to the fact that, hey, status effects are coming. You need to be getting prepared for this kind of stuff. Oh no, coin. Oh, I've never even seen that coin icon before. What is that? Oh no, sleep effect. I think it does a good job of indicating to the player what's coming up, in addition to making it easy to internalize the chances. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We were learning animation stuff. Let's go back to that. Crap character. Get rid of it. Make a new one. What's this character? Who is this? Who is our next character? That guy's out of here. I need something that can walk, specifically. something with shoe. Goose has been denied royalties. Get out of here, Goose. All right. Boop. Go. Look, a shoe. Incredible. Another shoe. I don't know how I'm gonna put this character together, but I know they've got 2 shoes. What else do they? What else? We need. What's above the shoes? What kind of character are we looking at? And it can't just keep being Mario. That's not allowed. I mean, the last one totally was not Mario, but it might have been a little bit Mario. Let's make a nice bluish, but not bright blue overalls. But it's basically bright blue overalls. Okay, it's overalls again. Can't help it. It's a classic design. You have to admit. You have to admit. What is happening in there? Luigi time. I need a slightly bigger canvas here. But I'm still not used to paint.net. Go. Beautiful, beautiful. How do I unselect? Control D in. Okay, it's still Control D. Great. Let's give our beautiful child a face. Oh no, it's Luigi. It's just straight up Luigi again. We can't escape him. Wahoo. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is what the people wanted. I'm still getting used to my drawing pad. Shut up. Okay, let's try this. Save as PNG. No, not a JPEG. Absolutely not a JPEG. Test 2. Okay, why does it need to flatten the image and then force the user to unflatten? That seems super weird to me, but okay. All right, well, let's play around with this now. So, go ahead and delete that animation player. Sprite 3D, we're gonna replace this texture with this texture. Beautiful. Gosh, it's beautiful. All right. So, hypothetically, we should be able to region, edit region. Ah ha ha. Oh, and then we can just draw a region. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's basically exactly what I wanted. There it is. There it is. Okay, and now we should be able to duplicate. So we can call this sprite body. We can call this one something different. Sprite foot. This is gonna be weird. For a few reasons. A fire axe. That's what everyone wants, right? Alright, we're only gonna have 1 foot, I guess. So here's something notable. We can actually push this into the background slightly, and this one into the foreground slightly. Ooh, that's some weird Z fighting for some reason. Oh. Even though it's in the back, hang on, let's move these up a little bit. I want to see how this is working. Oh, that's bizarre. Like, that is clearly behind it. Oh, it's because it's so close that the way the calculation works. Okay, So we probably need some kind of specified layering, I assume. Sorting. Sorting? Offset? 1? Oh, sorting. The amount by which the depth of this will be adjusted when sorting by depth. So -1. And sorting on this one to 1. Okay, that does look a lot better. Until we start getting close to other things, I imagine. Just a hunch. Yeah, look at this. Oh, that's bizarre. Okay, sorting may not be what we want on that then. Okay. Okay, what is this other thing? Use AAB center. If true, the object is sorted based on the AABB center. Otherwise, the object will be sorted based on the global position. No? No, that didn't help. Huh. Tricky. Godot, Sprite 3D, sorting. Let's see here. Oh, is the order here in play as well? No. No, that's not anything. Let's see here. Let's see. Enable alpha scissors to avoid transparency sorting issues. Is this? Hang on. Found an issue in the new version where the drawing order of the Sprite 3D is all over the place. Oh, okay, so let's try this thing that they recommended. Enable alpha scissor in the material properties. That may not be relevant to what we're doing here, but we're gonna find out. I don't see that anywhere. What are we making? Hello, Germ Dove. How is GDQ? What do you mean? What are we making? Look, it's obviously cat in overalls. Don't worry about it. He's beautiful. Look at our child. I'm trying to figure out this Z fighting business. Legally distinct jump cat. it's about to get a lot less distinct. Yeah. We're just having a grand old time. I'll tell you what. Just plop that there. Let's move that a little bit forward. But see, it does some weird... That's what it does that's weird. Florio. We may just run with this for now. All right. Let's get an animator again. Animation player. Animation. Walk. Are you clapping at me? Okay. You're watching things. It just happens to make you clap. Watching the video that makes you clap. That makes sense. Okay, we're gonna do position and rotation. Okay, so let's start with the foot. So this is gonna get really complicated really quick. Animating things is perhaps gonna be one of the biggest, perhaps, pieces of this. Okay, so how do I do now? Add more, add more. Where's the button for that? It's like you're trying to get a fly. Yeah. So, Germdove, I hear that you're best buds with Thab now. Oh, here we go. Right here is where we'll do the rotation along the Z-axis. Maybe, maybe not. Seen anything happen here? Oh, because I'm not attached to that. Oh, well, nope, that didn't do anything. Does not appear to be rotated at all. In fact, I see absolutely no rotation. Why don't I see any rotation? Whoop. Why don't I see any rotation here? That's weird. Didn't have space. That makes sense. Okay, trash that. Add a track. Hang on, let me just play around with the rotation of this. Yeah, see, that works. And that is transform, rotation. What do you expect? Yeah, it's Z. That's the Z-axis. Huh. That's so weird. Foot left. Insert key. Make it autoplay. There are people who have yet to arrive. Man, that's pretty huge then. Why isn't this animating? Like at all? That's so weird. All right, add another track then. Foot left position. I'm gonna get this foot to move. So help me. Where did the foot go? Why is it there now? Okay, then just move over here, I guess. Sure. All right, go. Play. Okay, cool. He's walking. Hello, casual. Look at that walk cycle. Now, why isn't it rotating? That's what I want to know. And also, why isn't it moving where I told it to move? Is another thing that I'd like to know. It's a walk cycle, all right. Ugh. Ugh. What? Why is the rotation not rotating? Where's W? What's the W for? Transform, rotation. Yeah, Z should move, it should do this. Transform, rotation. Alright. Come on now. Be more like your brother. I'm very nervous about the prospect of, like, surely, all right, if we can figure this out, gosh, it's getting hot up here. If we can figure this out, though, then we are set for a while and can basically just go forth with our lives of animating 100 different things in 100 different ways. It's certainly not Goose. It's legally distinct. You can't prove otherwise. Sprite 3D rotation. Okay, let's try property track instead. How about that? Let's try the transform, the rotation. Let's delete this one. Instead, do this one. So that when it's up, it's all rotatey. Whoa, okay. Also, it should not be right there. -0.2. Oh, good. Well, it is rotating. Why don't I see it moving? Oh, good. That's what I wanted too. That looks great. That's great, honestly. That's really good. That's really good. That's what I wanted it to do. All right. All right, you jerk. What am I supposed to do with this, Mario? Like, I would expect that right here I should be able to edit this one value and see the effects immediately. But no. Why not? Do I need... Oh! It's because I didn't have animation player selected and I had the other thing selected instead, maybe? No, that's still up in the air. Okay, but then if I hit stop... Now his shoe is in front of him. That's fine. I still can't see it moving. Why can I not see it moving? Someone... Wait, is it because edit? No. Go to next step. Edit, go to previous step. Now, edit this value. All right, I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna write down that this is a problem. All right, goodo. Animation player can't see animation happening while editing. We're gonna research that off stream because that's weird. That's dumb and weird. Okay, but mostly fine. You know, aside from the being what it is. You know what would be nice is, oh gosh, the drawing order is really weird. Why is the drawing order so bad? And how can we possibly fix that? I think I might already know how we need to fix it, and I don't like it. I think we need to make these three-dimensional meshes. That's got me a little bit worried. But this is the problem that we're going to be dealing with, is a lot of Z fighting. Things not being clear on who's in front. Like, we can clearly see, like, well, I can just turn it sideways and I can see clearly which things are supposed to be in front, but the game doesn't agree. The engine does not agree with that. So I wonder if there's some other, like, it would have to be some kind of mesh, right? It could have to be a mesh that is a plane, except facing the z-axis. And then, oh, there's no way though. There's no way that you could get this surface material override, standard material, and be like, do that. And then, great, cool. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Then you'd have to turn on transparency, alpha scissor. Maybe just regular alpha. Okay, maybe alpha hash. Okay, alpha scissor. At least you're getting shadows there. As ugly as they are, there are shadows happening. And now the true problem becomes, can you do the trimming that we got? Like, we got this free region stuff going on. I don't think we're gonna get that with this, are we? Region. No. Does not exist. Ooh. All right. So we've hit a little bit of a snag there in that, how can we make this work? Like, so to clarify, what we're trying to figure out right now is, what is the cleanest way to build the effect we're looking for, which is paper doll style animatable actors in the scene. Sprite 3D is fine for the most part, and it gets us region, which is huge. The ability to trim out a specific segment of a piece of art and say, I only want that one. That's great. Love it. That's cool. But we run into some severe problems with calculating depth once things get close to each other. Like look at this. What do you mean that's in front of that? That's clearly behind it. Like right now, I'm in front. Now I'm behind. I'm behind it, but also my head is in front of it. That's definitely not how that's supposed to go. So there's some issues there. So there's some way that this sorting is done. Just saw my kid wake up. Okay, I think she's okay. Yeah, she's going back to bed. People are doing fireworks. It's not even July. It's not even July. Put the fireworks away. Billboard is not what we want, by the way. I explicitly do not want billboard. Just fireworks. Put the fireworks away, little Toadette. So for those that don't know what billboard is, it's basically the idea that the image will always face the camera. That is cool in some styles, but it's not what we want. What I want is if the camera is like panning over a bit, you can see that there is a flatness to the characters. That's important. That's important to the style we're going for. This sorting, all right, that's happy birthday, Dupu. Sprite 3D sorting. Weird Z fighting issue. That's gonna be on my research list. What does no depth test mean? Welcome in, Vic. Depth test disabled object will be drawn in render order. That's almost what we want. Like, if we were to turn that on for this mess here. Well, where'd it go? Can I only do that at one at a time? Oh, it's under flags. Oh, not much. I've gone on a huge rant about status effects tonight and how to fix the concept. Tonight's project, in a nutshell, I have been talking and planning for years to do a Paper Mario style game. Thousand Year Door is one of my all-time favorites, mostly because of the simple combat system that's easy to hold all the stats and numbers in your head and plan out several attacks in advance. I love that. So I am playing around with a sort of test, a feasibility test of what the best ways there are for doing flat sprites in a 3D world. I've tried a few different things so far. Sprite 3D seems to be the intended, I hesitate to say intended, but the intended solution for that. But we get some weird issues with draw order. And so I want to try, let's try no depth test. Okay, and ignore the fact that things are just animating around all weirdly. See, there we get that same sort of similar problem. Where are you right there? Yeah, look at this. So I'm just sliding. These are flat. They are parallel. They are parallel pieces of art, beautiful art. And yet, the way that depth is calculated is super weird. Now, with no depth test turned on, Object will be drawn in render order. That may be what I want for within. Nope, it's not. Dang it. It still does this. It still does it, even though we have no depth test turned on. Object will be drawn in render order. That should mean the order there. How long have I been using Godot? Not very long. I've played around with it a little bit. I've got a couple of projects in Godot. I'm still kind of getting the hang of it. And I'm still awful at the UI system. The UI system is a little bit tricky to figure out. To be fair, I've never found a UI system that I've been completely satisfied with. Even the stuff that I've made from scratch, like even if I build the engine completely from the ground up, I still hate the UI system. For the most part, pretty good. I have run into some issues trying to do multiple shaders that use the depth buffer. I found that there's not a great way to make that happen, especially in compatibility mode. Oh, snap. Why am I still in compatibility mode? Hold that thought. The last project I worked on was for web. And because I wanted that browser export, I've been working in compatibility mode. I'm not expecting that to change anything, but yeah, we still get this. Moving this directly up and down, it sort of pops out randomly. And that's because these aren't actual 3D objects. This is just a sprite. Yeah, and I'm no shader expert, but it's tricky to get the hang of for a lot of this stuff. I've done one project that I would say is done, which was a little free web game. That was 100% a learning project, not a game that I went out of my way to make because I thought it would be a good game. I specifically did it because I just needed to learn the system a bit. This is... Alright, I probably need to do a lot more researching about Sprite 3D in general. It's a good game. Al, I don't know if we played the same game. Okay, Sprite 3D and Z-Index. Let's see here. Sprite 3D not sorting correctly, so you say. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people say that they're using mesh instances instead. Yeah, it's a lot lighter. It feels a lot lighter, kind of like comparing like Visual Studio to VS Code. That's one of the reasons I kind of prefer VS Code for a lot of situations, especially for doing things like TypeScript. Visual Studio, of course, has some much more in-depth debug tools and other functionality for profiling, but for just throwing some code together, VS Code it's nice because it's so much lighter. You can just launch it up, then you're good to go. All right. Sprite instance could be good. Or excuse me, mesh instance. Mesh instance could be good, just have a plane with the art. However, we don't seem to get the region functionality that we get with Sprite 3D. So let's see, Godot, mesh instance 3D, plane, region. Can we do regions? Anybody? Region. Texturing a 3D mesh using a sprite sheet. Okay, here we go. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I'll tell you, if I can't find anything at this point pretty soon, I'm just gonna turn on Minecraft and turn off my brain for the night. We've only got like half an hour left in the stream. Like to know how to apply texture to a mesh using only a part of a larger PNG file the same way you can do it in 2D. Yes, that's what I want. Love Minecraft. We've been doing a playthrough on a friend of mine's got a server set up. Just got a Guardian farm. Today I found Swift Sneak 3 for the first time ever. I'm scooting around in my diamond pants at full speed. It's wonderful. Been playing since 09. I started playing it was the weekend that something went wrong with the web hosting, so Notch just said, all right, I'm just putting up the game for free for the weekend. If you want updates, please buy my game, but here you go, everybody. I've taken out all the heavy files like music. Go nuts. That was great. That was early alpha. Spiders couldn't climb. It was a different world. It was before they added the Nether. It was a little bit before they added the Nether. It was the summer before that. Right after the Halloween update when they added the Nether. There you go. So we were basically the same year. We both experienced that wonderful early Minecraft time. Minecart boosters, what a world. Let's see here. If you want only part of a texture to show, you'll enter the UV editor of your 3D editor, and no, that's work. the minecart boosters. I remember the specific tutorial that I watched. It was like those the Hot Wheels spinner things that would boost your car down a track. It was exactly like that. Those were so fun. Because it felt like it wasn't a resource that you had to gather to make fun stuff. You just had to puzzle out how to make it work. Early redstone learning was very fun. Okay, there is not a great way to do it on Mesh Instance within Godot. As a refresher for what we're currently trying to solve, we're looking for what is the quickest workflow that we can come up with that is feature complete. What is the best way? If we're making like 200, 300, 400 different characters in a game, and they're all gonna be based off like image files like this, and we're just plugging them together and then animating the things individually. How many? That's so much to do. How can we do it quickly? It is well worth figuring out a quick way to do it. Oh yeah, and it feels like a different game, but there's still that element of the old Minecraft there. It's still fun to play around with. Okay, so Sprite 3D, our big issue is figuring out the sprite sorting. There's something very weird going on that I need to research. Figure out why it happens that way. Mesh Instance is doable, but we're still gonna wind up with this. We're gonna wind up with a very expensive workflow. Not to mention, I don't even know performance-wise how multiple meshes would fare. I mean, I can't imagine it would be huge. We're not talking about having hundreds of things on screen at once, like they did in the GameCube era. But also the animation stuff is weird. I'm not sure. I still don't have a great grasp of how that's supposed to work. We'll figure that out. If we can figure out the Z fighting stuff on sprites, that would be good. I thought this whole no depth test. No depth test. Godot, no depth test. No depth test. In order for close objects to appear over far away objects, depth testing is performed. Disabling it has the result of objects appearing over or under everything else. Disabling this makes the most sense for drawing indicators in world space and works very well with the render priority property of materials. See bottom. Render priority. Oh, hang on. This isn't gonna work. But just imagine if it did. 100 of a thing. Can you believe it? All right. So right now, if I pull this down, yeah, that's our issue. Let's just get rid of this foot. Get rid of the foot. Okay, so there's our issue. If instead we said render priority 2, now it's always drawn on top, and give the body render priority 1. Now it's always on top, even when we flip it around. Oh, see, that's interesting for a completely separate reason, in that we don't have to offset them at all. We could have them all transform Z depth to 0, so that they're completely flat, but they will always be drawn that way. Now here's the problem that I'm foreseeing. What happens when we go behind this thing? Yeah, that's what I thought. It's global. It's not within that one node, of course, because why would it be? That wouldn't make any sense. Okay, that's still okay. I mean, it's not great. It's definitely not great. It's not okay either. So you could... Maybe you could have a script that looks at each actor and adjusts their sorting according to the depth in the layer. Thank you, Vic. I appreciate that. Have a good night. Like, that would be doable, but probably error prone. I could definitely see that causing problems. Visibility, no. Okay, so flags. Flags has been good to us so far. What else do we have? Alpha cut, fixed size. Fixed size. Okay, fixed size is like, it's always the same size regardless of how close you get. Interesting. Don't know why I would want that. I'm sure there's a great reason. Shaded. Yeah, that's reasonable. Billboard definitely disabled. Axis is fine. Yeah, how do we do this? I really don't want to draw every frame of animation for every character, because that sounds awful. But it might make more sense than than like running the animation setup for animation player for every character. They both suck. Both options suck. Both options are lots of work, is the problem. If things are single animation or a single sprite like this, you still do get like right here. The one on the right is clearly in front. Boom. Now it's being drawn behind it, even though it is quite clearly still in front. Now, you could probably deal with that by just, you know, the collision boxes just aren't supposed to intersect, and then maybe that's just a non-issue completely. They never get close enough to clip. And then it's like, okay, maybe that's fine then. Yeah, that's... yeah. Sprite 3D seems like the best option, but when we get Sprite 3Ds close to each other, such as for the case of a single character made up of multiple Sprite 3Ds, what do we do? Combine Sprite 3Ds. How combine multiple transform sprites into one? Might want to put them in an atlas so they can be batched. Atlases. It's an atlas. What? Godot Atlas. What is that? A texture 2D. It draws only part of its atlas texture. Oh, okay. The thing I was talking about earlier, like the sprite sheets, that's apparently called an atlas, maybe. I mean, that's fine and all, but... I want it to move. It's a reference, but I don't understand that reference. Like I like now that I can combine these, but it only works in isolation. Also, geez, look at the artifacts around the button there. The yellow button, look at that. Watch this. As I turn, it gets really rectangle-y. What is up with that? That's super weird. Huh. See, here's some guy, some strange guy who's done a YouTube tutorial with using Paper Mario as the thumbnail. It's 2D sprites in 3D games. And I can see from just the chapters alone that Google has created, setting billboard mode. No, you don't set billboard mode if you want to do a Paper Mario game, because then you won't see the flatness. You want to see that edge. Let's see here. Sorting groups. Hang on, what's a sorting group? Wait. Who's gonna tell me what's a sorting group? Hold on. Go sorting group. Because if I could sort within a group, that would be something else entirely. Let's see here. Fireworks. Why? Let's see here. Sprite draw number might be the cleanest solution. No. Okay. Sorting groups is a Unity functionality. And the question is there a comparable feature in Godot? Okay, I see a lot of people requesting it. Let's see here. I don't think this is what we need after all. Ah, another dead end perhaps. Ooh, how to Y-sort a multi-tile entity as a single tile. No, we're not doing tile-based. Y-sort. Sorts all children based on their Y positions. Oh, canvas item. No, this is not a canvas item. Can you make sprites interact with Y-sort? Origin. Hang on, that's an idea. Is it? Origin, animation. Gosh, fireworks, stop it. Oh, offset. And that's in the 2D sprite stuff. Wait, offset. Oh, okay. Interesting. Wow. Okay, I don't know that that's going to do anything for us. This I think there is something to this sorting stuff. All right, let's say hypothetically we have, what's the maximum value for, this is a terrible idea. What's the maximum value for sorting? Open documentation. Oh wait, that's for sorting by depth. Wait, no, I wanted the other thing. Render priority. Higher priorities will be sorted in front. Only applies to transparent objects. Okay. Transparent. Yep. Okay, that's fine. So imagine. Okay. First of all, this is gonna be awful. Stop shooting fireworks. Wait until the 4th. She's not. I think there's a little bit of movement, but she's not sitting up or anything. What is the maximum? Okay, so imagine this. Hard limit. Every actor, we're gonna call a single cohesive unit an actor. Every actor, we just say maximum 10 unique sprites. So in this case, we have 3 in this awful example. All right, just to wrap our heads around this. Every frame, we run a script that says grab all actors. How we determine what an actor is, TBD. But we grab them all, and then we sort by distance to the camera? No. Hey, Willow. Not by distance to the camera. Distance to the plane representing the camera. So that something that is, say, here is considered closer than here. Is that? Yes, that is important. Here is closer than here. So starting from the front plane of the camera, working our way back, we grab all the elements, we sort them by that distance, and then we just edit every Sprite 3D's sorting flag thing, render priority. That seems so expensive. What are we doing? I am doing some feasibility tests for a Paper Mario style game. Mostly we're running some weird issues with trying to draw things in front of other things. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's less fine. It really only gets complex when you have multiple elements, like foot, body, head. Then everything goes out the window with trying to draw it. And I don't have a great way to make it better. If I just draw things out of a single image, it works fine, but then we have to animate every footstep individually, which is a bit of a nightmare. And I don't like that. It doesn't have to be as good as T2ID. No, it doesn't. I'm having creative ideas beyond my skill level. A common occurrence. You don't have the resources they had. I've got the heart, though. I got the heart of a champion. Tonight's the main point of tonight was to come up with the interesting questions that we need to address that are going to potentially drive the rest of the direction of the project, which is basically what is a quick way to slam out like 400 different characters. Is it drawing? Because that sounds like a recipe for disaster, especially when you factor in animation. Is it animating in engine? That also sounds really bad for different reasons. Yeah, not every character needs a ton of animation. That's true, that's true. Make them all toads. Of course. It's brilliant. Yeah. It's like maybe if we just want to get some stuff off the ground, we can try everything is just a flat sprite a la Bug Fables. Bug Fables did everything as, well, not everything, but most characters were a single sprite. Well, don't sound too excited, Dove. And it worked really well, you know? But it does mean a lot of actual art per thing. It's gonna be the most banging video game ever. Oh, I mean, I don't know if it can live up to Dabble Worlds, but we'll see. You know what? Let's just peek. Spriter's Resource, Bug Fables. How much art is there? Give me V. Oh no. No. Oh, there's so much. There's so much. That's a lot of B's. That's one character. What the heck is this? Ugh. That is a lot. I mean, it's doable. Okay, you know what? Hang on. This is a main character. Let's bring it back again. Let's bring it back a bit. Let's take oh man, even this guy. Dang it, they got so much heart. Let's take this random guy. Okay, that guy just has. Okay, that's more like it. Yeah, that was a major character. V is a major character. I don't even see any movement here. This is just the same thing 3 times. Okay. Okay, here we go. Edel. Edel's like your tutorial character at the beginning. No combat or anything. He doesn't even have a mouth. I guess a lot of these things don't have mouths. Walk cycle is 2 frames. Maybe 3, maybe one of those is part of the walk cycle, but 2-frame walk cycle. Give me an enemy. Let's look at an enemy here. Where are the enemies? Here we go. Where's it? Where's just an old-fashioned seedling? Your basic Goomba. Flowerling, Mothfly. Where's the seedling? There he is. Okay. That's still a lot. I can't even tell what's happening there. This looks like the same. This looks like the exact same. There's no difference. I guess they do kind of a little bit of a Baba Is You sort of wiggle to the art. They just draw it twice to make it kind of wiggle a bit. So even when it's not moving, it's still animating. Standing, walking, 2-frame walk, hurt, attack. Still a lot for one enemy, but it's more doable. Yeah. I'd have to do some serious onion skinning. More than I've done before. So I'm used to doing like the art in Dabble Worlds in Photoshop. And I still can. It's just gonna be very... It's a whole new thing, you know? I'm used to pixel art, wherein there's less room to screw things up. It's like, there's only so many combinations for these pixels. And then you're just gonna run out of ways you can arrange them. So, I don't know. We're gonna have to... I'm gonna have to step up a bit on art. I mean, the cat took not long, right? That was just a little proof of concept there. So for most things, it's gonna be a standing animation of like maybe a 2-frame, a little 2-frame walk cycle, and maybe a little 2-frame talk cycle. Stationary characters don't even need that much. We can get away with like 2 to 4 drawings. It's just making them consistent. That's the weird part. Still doable. Main characters, oh my gosh. Let's not think about it yet. But it might be that we gotta go flat art. Not the complex sprites. But just like nice flat art, and then walk cycle is effectively cycle between frames, and that's it. That's the animation. So we'll do some things. We'll come up with some ideas. It does seem like Sprite 3D is the way to go. How does Sprite 3D interact with a mesh? Okay, it can. Hello. Okay, so it does clip properly in meshes. That's something. That's something. All right, we've done our first little test. We had a sprite that can move around. Hooray! Incredible. There's a lot. Drawing things is hard. Like, in a game, like getting the pixels onto the screen is suddenly complicated because I have to think about when it's going to cycle between these pieces of art, how it's going to know which one to do. And ideally, I'd like to come up along the way during our testing phase. I'd like to come up with some decent system for organizing that. Hopefully, you know what would be really cool is if we can have some generic art management script. That would be really good, actually. Imagine that effectively I just say, hey, here's my character, and then I just slap a script onto it that says, oh, I'm a script, please hand me your art. And I say, here is my walk cycle, here is my standing cycle, here is custom A, here's custom B. And then that just handles all of this, and then I never have to touch anything else. A jump frame, anything like that. It's possible. It's a lot. It's a big matzo ball, but we have lots of time. We have as much time as we want, really. We're in no rush to see this project to the end. I just want to see it to the start. I've got lots of ideas for things I want to do regarding, you know, the staples of your Paper Mario likes, like Bug Fables and the rest. Ideas related to upgrade system, progression. Combat in general, I think the only major system I want to overhaul is status effects, because I want that to be very clear. And gosh, wouldn't it be great if there could be a roguelike game mode built into it? I think that would be great. That's all I'm saying. All right, I've got some research to do for next time. Tomorrow will probably just be Minecraft Monday. It's a fun idea. It's just got a long way to go. We're gonna have to come up with a decent art style too. Now that I'm more on board with just doing single images, we need to figure out how detailed we want to get. Like, there's a lot of different ways we could go. We probably want to stick to fairly small file sizes where possible. I just appreciate that better in games. But we'll try some different things and see what looks decent, what looks passable, and then go from there. Let's see if there's anybody to raid that we know. I don't know any of you people. Who are all of you? Germduff's brother? Who is that? Nope. Let's check some categories. We got to make as much progress in this project as we can before October, because that's when the Factorio update comes out, and then it's all over. That's the end of it. This has been Bug Fables music. I originally meant to change it to a different song partway through the stream, but here we are. Snail for Kids? Wait, who's Snail for Kids? Hang on. Tactical Snail. Just the one song. That's all you need, is one really good song. This guy's not very good at Mario Maker. Okay, we'll do no raid tonight. I will see everybody next time. Probably aim for some Minecraft. OwlQuest in 1 week. Do not forget. July 7th, OwlQuest. It's real. It's happening. See you then. Bye. Well, I'll see you before then. Okay, bye everybody.